Hello there everyone, it's Acer back today with another Star Wars video, and episode 1 of season 2 of The Mandalorian just dropped yesterday. It was absolutely awesome, but if you have not yet seen chapter 9 of The Mandalorian, definitely click off of this video as it will contain some spoilers. Alright, so you guys have been warned. Anyway, this video is going to be talking about a bunch of the people and places that I think could possibly show up in this season, season 2 of The Mandalorian, and if not in season 2, then potentially season 3 or 4. I also want to preface this video by saying that none of this is confirmed. It is all pure speculation and a bunch of the theories and, just ideas that I have floating around in my head. I will give some evidence for some of them and why I think that this could, potentially happen or not. But again, it's all pure speculation. Okay, so first up, I want to talk about the planet Solast, and why I believe that the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, might be traveling to this location at some point this season. If you look at the trailer that we got for Season 2, particularly the scene with the scout troopers on their speeder bikes hopping down into that valley, pay close attention to the terrain. At the very bottom, you can see that there is some lava flow. And I know what you're thinking, well, why can't this be any other planet in Star Wars that also has lava flows? We have Mustafar and the planet Navarro from Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Why can't it be that planet? Well, this one looks like it's under heavy Imperial occupation, and one of the reasons that Greef Karga and Cara Dune cited for staying at Navarro at the end of Mando Season 1 is because the Imperials were mostly fleeing. So, that is why I believe that this is the planet Solast. It is worth noting that by the time The Mandalorian takes place, the planet of Solast was liberated from the Empire, but that doesn't mean that there still can't be any remnants left on the planet. And, there was a heavy Imperial occupation during the Age of the Empire, so I think there's definitely a bunch of information that is worthwhile for The Mandalorian to obtain on this planet, which is why I think he might be there. It's also the homeworld of, our favorite pilot, Nine Gnome, but I don't think he's going to be showing up. But that would be funny if he did, pancake face, but I don't think he's showing up. Okay, next up we're talking about the one that I'm most confident about. In the trailer for Season 2 of The Mandalorian, we see this water world, and there is a bunch of Quarren and Mankala just chilling. They're walking around, they're having a good time. Not really, they all look pretty sad, but, I think this is the planet of Mankala, the homeworld to the Quarren and the Mankala. Okay, so there's two reasons why I think that this could be the planet Mankala, aside from the people living on it and the fact that it's majority water. And that is, Mando is looking for information about Force users to help find the child's people, particularly the Jedi. And who knows a lot about the Jedi? The Mankala, who fought alongside them in the Clone Wars, especially Admiral Akbar. Do I think he's actually going to show up? No, but I would really love it if he did, and if he had a one-on-one conversation with the Mando about the Jedi and Force users in general. Okay, so the second option is probably the more likely of the two, and that is, in Season 1 of The Mandalorian, we had that bounty puck with the unidentified Mon Calamari. So maybe Mando is just short on funds, so he travels to Mankala to capture this person, and, then he has the necessary funds that he needs to go on his journey to find the child's people. Or who knows, maybe he does both. He meets Admiral Akbar, talks about the Force users and the Jedi, and then he also, goes and captures his friend and trades him into the Bounty Hunters Guild. Either way, I'm fairly certain that this planet is Mankala, and I can't wait to see it in live action. Okay, so next up is the planet Pilio from the Battlefront 2 campaign, where Luke Skywalker meets Del Meeko, and he finds his compass that you can see in The Last Jedi. Now, I don't think this is one of the more likely options. There's nothing in the trailers that hints towards this, but the main reason why I think that they might show up here is because the Emperor's Observatory is filled with Jedi artifacts, and it would be a good source of information for the Jedi and Force users in general. I don't know how Mando would find this location or how he would know about it, but I just wanted to throw this out there. Okay, so next up is the planet Mandalore. Mando is literally looking for other Mandalorians to help him on his quest, so if there was one place to find other Mandalorians, I would assume it was this. I do know that, the planet was under Imperial occupation, and many of the Mandalorians were killed off, and they fled, and they're in hiding across various coverts across the galaxy, but I still think in a show titled The Mandalorian, at some point we would travel to this location. Okay, so next up, I'm fairly certain that we're going to be traveling to at least one of the Jedi temples that have been established in canon. We have the Temple of Lothal, which I know was destroyed, but we also have the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and possibly Luke's Jedi Academy that we see in The Last Jedi. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of other, Jedi temples and locations that they could visit, but I just wanted to pinpoint these three. And with Luke's Jedi Academy, I think it was built prior to the year 15 ABY, so the timeline would check out. I'm not sure when exactly it was built, but, also, with Luke Skywalker, I am fairly confident, maybe not Season 2, but probably Season 3, Luke Skywalker will show up at some point. I think Sebastian Stan might be hired, I don't know. This is all pure speculation. I have nothing to back this up. But The Mandalorian is looking for Force users, and who is the only Jedi Master at the time? It's Luke Skywalker. So why would he not show up, right? Listen, this has not even been rumored, I don't think. So, this is just all in my head. I think Luke Skywalker will at some point, if not in Season 2, definitely in Season 3. Now, don't quote me on that, but I think he's going to show up at some point. To me, it just makes sense. Now, again, that is probably the most unlikely thing that I have, stated in this video. Do I, have anything to back that up? No. That is more of a hope and dream. I would really like to see Luke Skywalker show up in the Mandalorian series, and I just, like I said, I think it would make sense. But we also have a bunch of other Force Virgins locations across the galaxy that could be, a good location for Mando to travel to gain insight about the Force. And one of these Force Virgins locations would be the planet of Ilum, which has been highly speculated by many people, including myself. Now, in the trailer, we see Mando walking through an ice planet. He's walking through the caverns of whatever ice planet he's on, and I am fairly confident that this is the planet of Ilum. There's various other ice planets in Star Wars. It's Hoth, but I don't think he would be going to Hoth. Why would he be at Hoth? I think that this is the planet Ilum, where he is, again, on his search for more information and knowledge about the Jedi and Force users as a whole. Now, one character that I think it would be super awesome to find on the planet of Ilum would be the droid character Huyang from the Clone Wars television show. I know he was not last seen on the planet of Ilum, but maybe at some point he traveled back there, and, that is where the Order 66 happened, and then the Empire, maybe they subsequently take him out. And Mando and Child actually find him broken down somewhere in the planet of Ilum, which would explain why Cal Kestis didn't find him, because he was broken and not turned on. And then, maybe Huyang actually helps Mando and the Child on their journey and teaches them about the Force. I think that would be awesome. Do I think it's going to happen again? No, but this is all speculation, so it's for fun. I think that would be a great inclusion to see him at some point show up and teach the Mandalorian and the Child. It would be really funny if he helped the Child build a lightsaber. I don't think that's going to happen. That's even more unlikely. Alright, last up is a bunch of other characters and locations I think could pop up at some point in either Season 2 or Season 3. Now, I don't think Palpatine is going to have a huge role at all. I just think at some point he is going to have a presence via a hologram where he is communicating to Moff Gideon or someone else, possibly Grand Admiral Thrawn. I think he might be showing up at some point again, too. Now, I did not include Ezra because I think they're going to save that story for the animation, and maybe they save Thrawn for animation too, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that at some point we're going to learn Thrawn's fate at somewhere, in the Mandalorian series. Maybe not Season 2, but possibly Season 3. Again, that is just speculation, but I'm probably more confident that Palpatine will show up via a hologram than I am confident that Admiral Thrawn would show up at all. But also, the Sith Assassin of Ochi of Bastoon, I think he has a good chance of showing up. He's a Sith Assassin, so it would make sense that he would be, tasked with hunting down the Child at some point. We saw him in Episode 9 in one of the more recent Vader comics, so I think he has a good likelihood of showing up as well. Alright, so last but not least, I think that Maz Kanata is going to show up. She's 1,000 years old, she's a pirate, so she would definitely have some connections with both the Jedi and the bounty hunters, so I just think it's a given that, again, this is all speculation. I'm not trying to, get anyone's hopes up. This is all just my own ideas, my theories, my speculation. Some of these I think will actually happen. Some of them I don't. Like Grand Admiral Thrawn, I'm not really sure that he's going to show up, but I'm more confident with characters like Palpatine in the hologram form and Maz Kanata. I do think that she's going to show up at some point to help Mando. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, a lot of this was just speculation and my own theories, so some of it's definitely not going to happen. Some of it I do think will happen, but once again, thank you so much for watching. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to be posting a bunch of other Star Wars content. Follow me on TikTok as well, where I post every day. And leave a like, drop a comment. Thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you. This is the way.